Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that is very close to my heart, long distance relationships, because I have been in one for quite a while, almost a year and a half. I haven't seen my boyfriend in 488 days, and I know that is a lot. It sounds like a lot. It's almost a year and a half too. So people often ask me, how do you do it? Like, why do you do it? But obviously if you love someone and you want to fight for it, you do it, and that's how I got into this situation. But today I thought, let's share my tips from my perspective, my point of view, on how to survive or last in a long distance relationships when you can't see someone for quite a while. So let's get into it.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Okay, so I want to start off with something, a big disclaimer. This is relationship advice based on my relationship and how I made my relationship work as well without seeing each other in almost 500 days. So this might not work for you, you might want to do it differently, but I just wanted to give you my piece of advice. Okay, so the first thing you should do in a long distance relationship is set some rules and boundaries. You might want to consider how the other person looks at your relationship, because it is long distance, and in my case I haven't seen my boyfriend in almost 500 days, and some people aren't very okay with not touching someone for that long. So you want to talk about, okay, do we have an open relationship? Are we exclusive? Because it is very important to lay those boundaries down without them being miscommunicated. So you think it's an open relationship and he thinks it's an exclusive relationship, and then obviously things go wrong. Personally, we have an exclusive relationship, and you know, you just gotta be okay with it. And especially since the pandemic, it's gonna be longer than usual that you can see each other, and you have to be okay with being alone. You're basically single, but you do have a boyfriend, so you can't go sleeping around unless you have that open relationship. And you also want to talk about what do you want from this relationship, because there are people that want to talk every day, want to call every day, they want to spend almost every minute with you. But with me and my boyfriend, we started out like that, but you know, after almost 500 days, eventually you realize that not every minute you can spend with them, and you have to make that okay, because you know, sometimes you don't have a lot to say. And in real life that's also the case. If you don't have a lot to say, you'll just go sit on the couch and, I don't know, watch a movie or something, and you don't want to have awkward conversations or just, you know, calling someone in silence, because that's not fun. And you have to be okay with not seeing or speaking to each other every day, because in reality that doesn't happen in like not long distance relationships too, unless you like live together. Obviously then you see each other every morning, but you have to be okay with it. My second tip really helps with that is you have to communicate a lot, because communicating online is harder, because obviously if you're not video chatting, no one can see your face. So you can be like texting, oh no, don't worry, it's fine, and you know, you would be breaking inside and crying. But if you don't communicate that, you don't give your partner a fair chance to make your relationship the best it could be, because you do want to have that opportunity that they can help you get through anything. And especially for me, that's been hard, because sometimes I'm like, I want to solve this myself and not bother him with it, but then you exclude your partner and it makes things a little bit difficult. And you also want to communicate about anything you feel about your relationship. If you are feeling something like, okay, I feel like I'm losing my feelings a little bit, or you can be like, I feel like we are not talking enough, I feel like this, I feel like that. You have to communicate everything, because if you just stack everything, every little feeling into a big bucket, let's say a big bucket, eventually the little bucket is gonna overflow, and that's the end of your relationship probably, or a big fight, and you don't want that. So maybe sharing your feelings will cause a little fight, or maybe it'll hurt your partner, but you have to be honest to each other. Communication is so good, because without communication, your relationship is almost doomed to fail, because you have to communicate like what you want, how you feel, what you need. And from experience, I know it's hard. You know, you don't want to tell things, you don't want to like bring the mood down, but you do have to talk to each other. Sometimes it can be about nothing. It can be about how was your day and the sun is shining. And sometimes it can be like, I'm feeling really depressed, I'm struggling with this and I'm struggling with this. And sometimes it's really hard because that person can only help you with words and not with a hug or a touch. And that's something you gotta be okay with. You learn how to be okay with it, I promise you. But yeah, just communicate. Okay, so my third tip is to find something you can do together. Personally, we watch a lot of Netflix shows together, we play video games together, because that's kind of the things you can do long distance. But you know, it's really fun to have something that is yours, because if I watch the show without him, it's not going to be as fun. So you have to think about what can we do together that is fun and we can spend some time together. When you watch a Netflix show, obviously you're not going to be talking as much, but you're still spending time with them. So that could be great if you know, don't have a lot to say, but you do want to spend time with them. Watch a Netflix show. Personally, we watch Flash, Lucifer, and Ginny and Georgia currently. I think that's the only 3 we watch right now. We have watched quite a lot. My fourth tip is never stop making plans. Even in the pandemic, even 500 days later, I'm still making plans. Luckily for me, my 500-day streak is just going to reach 500 days, because in 16 days, my boyfriend is probably going to be here. So that's really great for me. I know, I'm very happy. But even at the start of the pandemic, even when I just left him, I was always making plans. And my boyfriend, he's not really the type to plan ahead. He just likes to do things like right now. It's like, oh, I'll come visit you. I'll buy the ticket a day off, you know. And personally, I like planning forward, looking to do things together. Like, I knew he was coming here quite a long time ago, so I started looking into things that I wanted to do with him, like go to a movie, which is very boring, or go to a theme park, or go to different cities, and you plan it out. And the more time you spend on these plans, the more realistic it's going to be. And even if he can't come, you will still have a list of things you can do when he does come, or when your partner comes. So it's really great to just look forward to things, even if they're not like 100% certain, because I'll let you know, I planned a trip to America at least 3 or 4 times. Like, I left in March, then I planned a trip for the summer, which didn't happen. Then I thought maybe October, it didn't happen. Around Christmas maybe, it didn't happen. And then I just laid low for a little bit, and I was like, maybe this summer. Nope. So, you know, that's a year and a half past, but you gotta take into consideration what you would do together and make those plans, because, you know, those plans will have you motivated to do whatever you can to make those plans reality, because a long distance relationship is hard, you know. In my case, we haven't seen each other for 500 days almost, and eventually you're gonna want to hug, you're gonna want to kiss someone, and yeah, those feelings are gonna be there. But if you love someone truly, that you feel happy enough in your relationship without that, then you will fight for it, and then you have all those plans to do. My fifth tip is not really a tip. There's gonna be downs in every relationship. There's ups and there's downs, and the downs are gonna be really bad, because when I had a fight with him, we only had 3 weeks together, so we had like maybe one small fight. But when we had a fight, I would like want to spend some time alone, but then he would come up to me and like hug me and be like, I'm sorry. And you can't do that when you have a down, when he's or she, your partner, is very far away. You have to communicate to fix your problem. So you have to know in advance that there's going to be downs, and you have to prepare for it, because it's going to be hard. But you have to be okay with the downs, because obviously in every relationship there's going to be downs. So you just gotta think, okay, there's ups, there's downs, but you know, when you're down, you're only gonna go up, and those ups are really great. So just focus on your ups and just go through the downs, because it makes you stronger together. Okay, my last tip is something that I have learned through my relationships, I didn't start out, spend some time apart. I'm someone who really loves her time alone, and that's okay, but in the start of my relationships, I didn't feel like I could be alone. I didn't want to spend time apart from my partner, and eventually you'll learn that it's okay to spend some time alone. You have to grow yourself. I'm 20 years old. I'm still like starting my life. I have to grow into the person that I am becoming. So you have to spend time with yourself and by yourself to do that, and you have to not feel guilty about it, and that is something you have to learn. I struggle with it, but it's really important to really start thinking about yourself too, not only your relationship, but spend some time apart so you can actually miss them. There's this song by Ariana Grande, NASA. I don't really know the lyrics, but there's a bit that goes like something like, when I'm with you, how can I miss you? Or, you know,
I can really miss you if I'm with you.
So you miss them, so you want to be with them more. But if you are with them calling every day for 6 hours, then you won't have that realization of how it feels like to not talk to them. And when you have that realization, you want to talk to them more, and you will enjoy that time a little bit more. Because time with your partner is so scarce when you're in a long distance relationship. You're going to enjoy every minute that you have with them, but just make sure you're also working on yourself, spending some time by yourself, and just grow. Okay, that were my basic tips on how to survive your long distance relationship. It's going to be hard, but you can do it. I believe in you. I could do it. So you could too. It's just lovely. You know, whenever you're gonna see your partner again, your world is gonna look 10 times brighter. You're gonna be the happiest you've ever been. So just keep fighting. I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one.